Hello and welcome to Cinema Subculture, where we discuss everything strange, obscure and downright messed up in the world of movies. My name's Gary.
And I'm Simon. So guys, welcome back to part 2 of our look at Demons and Demons 2. We're just going to dive back into the conversation about Demons 2. Do you want to give us a little synopsis for this little chestnut?
A group of tenants and visitors are trapped in a 10-storey high-rise apartment building infested with demons who proceed to hunt the dwindling humans down.
One felt a little bit... I kind of like the tone of it, the kind of, or the setting. I thought it was quite interesting. The kind of claustrophobicness of the high rise, even though it didn't feel very big when you actually think about it, because it was like pretty much 2 corridors. But yeah, I think it feels like it's kind of similar to the first one in that it might be like a cool concept that's stretched a little thin.
So you've got like a group of people that live in the same building, they know each other, and then they're all kind of watching TV at the same time. It's is it meant to be a film on TV?
That's what I picked up from like, not from the film,
right?
But from kind of like reading on about it beforehand. I see the way that, and even the type of car that they're in the film looks like the car they were in at the end of the first one.
Right. Because we don't really, there's no real continuity. The end of the first one sets up a sequel pretty blatantly.
But I couldn't tell whether the film that they were watching was meant to be like a kind of sequel to the first one,
right?
And that it was in the aftermath of the demons, rampage in the metropole. I mean, that's something maybe we should say. We didn't really talk about in part 1. Was the fact that our main girl, our final girl, essentially turns out to be a demon by the end of the film. What did you kind of think of that? Just to talk about that quickly.
Don't remember that. I thought she gets away with a guy.
Did you not watch the credits?
No.
The credits play over in the video. The film's still going. The credits are kind of going a little bit, and you see like it keeps closing up in the back of her head,
right?
And suddenly she turns round and she's a demon.
Oh, right.
And then the wee blonde-haired boy from I think from City of the Living Dead or the Beyond.
High Spy Cemetery.
Like that's the one. Sorry. Yep. He shoots her with the shotgun, and he's eating at the same time, and he just continues to eat. Turns around, continues to eat. I can't believe you didn't see that. So yeah, that happens at the end of the first film, and I kind of thought we were picking up there. Let's say from what I'd read before, and then looking at the concept, setup of the scene and the same type of car, and I'm like, whoa, that's not the same characters, but it kind of feels like maybe that's meant to be after the outbreak, or is it after the outbreak in the first in the film in the first one, if that makes sense, when they saw it at the cinema. I don't know. But it appears to be a film that they're all watching. You're right.
So the demons get reanimated
in the film
through in the film, and then break out the television this time rather than the cinema screen. It was kind of cool, but fine concept. But again, it suffers the same fate as the first movie, doesn't it? It sort of just isn't really an excuse to get demons on screen. No real, ideas behind it to investigate that as an idea.
No, you're right. I would say that I did find the kind of setup with some of the characters a little bit better in this film. Like certainly the pregnant woman and our partner, I thought I didn't really see them being the final people, to be honest with you. But then the more it went on, I was actually kind of, and I thought that the girl that was the pregnant woman really did. I thought her scenes with the demon in her apartment were pretty well done, and I kind of I was kind of rooting for them by the end. I mean, none of the other cat. I mean, maybe the wee boy was kind of interesting. I don't know what his parents were playing at. Like, and then like who phones, and somebody phones the house, and he's like, "I'm just on my own."
Oh, yeah.
No, Daddy's not here. Mummy's not here. I'm in Moan. One up, Jacob. Sally's raging. But yeah, so I don't know. I felt there was more there, if that makes sense. Like maybe it was just because I don't know why, but like, I just felt like we got a little bit more time with these characters before things went apeshit. We get a return of, albeit probably a different character. Well, it must be a different character. Tony the Pimp is back again, and I feel like he gets to play more of the role that I thought he was going to play in the first one. And I thought the kind of stuff in the parking garage down in the basement, I thought it went on. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was. I think I maybe liked this one better. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think you're right. The first half an hour sets up characters slightly better than the first film. They're slightly more rounded, and I think the overall, like, the direction is a bit more confident. The cinematography feels nicer, a bit more confident as well. But ultimately, it kind of hits that same brick wall that the first one does. I feel like just because there's like nowhere to go after you've got just people getting chased by demons. It just gets a wee bit repetitive.
It does.
I feel.
I think that's a great way to describe it. It's kind of like what I said in the first one. It's like they literally come up against a dead end, a brick wall, like a couple of times in that film. And I think that's, you're right. They get to a point and then they're just kind of repeating themselves.
This one feels like they've moved it into what they're trying to make it a bit more fun, a bit more comic, a bit more light-hearted. It felt reminiscent of Gremlins to me.
Yeah. I mean, certainly when the little demon comes out with the little boy, which, I mean, what bad design of a creature is that? Like, the little boy was actually kind of, I wouldn't say menacing, but he seemed like he could have got the upper hand on the girl.
Right.
But once it's the little demon thing, it's like it seems like it's so easily overpowered. Like, it's such like a reverse evolution. It's like, was that meant to be scarier and or like better? Because it's worse and less scary. Like, I don't know what you were trying to do there. Because they kind of did the same thing in the first one. They had like a demon come out of the back of a woman or something, or a person, and we never really saw much, them capitalise on that in that film. But it certainly looked a little bit scary. Whereas this just, I mean, maybe it's because it's coming out of a little boy, but it looks just cute. It looks kind of like you just see like a gremlin, like, or something. It's
that's quite a comedic scene that I kind of tuned out at that point a wee bit. But I don't know. I was okay for the first half, then I did get quite deeply bored.
That's fair. It's just like once you get the point, don't you? Like, they do kind of take it a little bit too far. Because again, like that scene, that I thought that the encounter with the little boy was where it was going to go to, and then they did just take it like 4 or 5 steps past that, and you're like, right, okay, I get it. I thought some of the stuff with the demons and the parking garage, like the kind of acrobatics they were doing, was quite kind of fun. They set, I don't know what they were piling stuff up. The guys are, Tony the Pimp, because I was calling that because I don't know his name in this film, was like telling them to pile stuff up at the door. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And they're lifting cars, Gary, in front of the doors. And I'm like, all right, that's cool, right? Okay, that'll stop them getting in. And then they set fire to things, which I don't know why they were doing that necessarily, but then it turns out the door opens the other way in classic comedic fashion. So, and the demons are all like, oh no, it's from fire. I'm like, all right, okay, maybe they're scared of fire, that'll hold them back, good. And then they just start like I don't know, like trampolining, like circus clown style, over the car and straight in, and the fire's doing nothing.
Right.
Like, oh, okay. And there's some interesting stuff, but again, it did feel a little bit like Gremlins, when the shots down the centre or up the top with the stairs, all the eyes. I thought it was quite well choreographed, that, because they're kind of coming up and down, and there would be like random like faces looking up and down, it kind of periodically. I thought that was quite cool. Again, the effects in this film were still really cool and interesting. I think they probably had less of an idea of what to do for an ending in this one than they, at least they had a set piece in the first one.
The ending is just like really strange. It's like a horror movie ending with a pregnancy.
Yeah. I definitely thought we were going like one of them was going to be infected after the end of the first film, which I know you didn't see, but I really thought we were going to get another one of the, oh my god, they're a demon, you never guessed that, and it's like, no, because you're getting a cheating, I suppose. But no, that didn't happen, or at least not in the version that I saw.
It's funny, because it just kind of treads the same beats as the first one again, doesn't it?
It does.
Basically, kind of ends up with the main character, the guy studying physics, who's also a bit of a hunk.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't remember his name, the boyfriend or husband of the pregnant woman, and he ends up kind of his movie in the sense that he's got his shirt out, like trying to take out
shut off, you mean?
He's shut. Well, he pulled his shirt out his trousers, you might say, and half pulled it off. Do we want to mention demons in the lineage of zombie films?
You can. Because yeah,
I mean, they are basically zombies, aren't they? In terms of it could work as a zombie film if you made a few tiny changes. Basically, it hits the same beats, but they just look a bit different.
I mean, that's it. They're kind of infected the same way. It's like, from scratches or bites. It takes a little while for the person to turn. They seem to be able to. Well, they seem to be, killed with shots to the head or similar. It tends to be. Yeah, I know what you mean. It definitely does feel like they feel like kind of like zombies on like Red Bull or something like that,
Right. Yeah. They can run. They're a bit more. They've got a bit more life about them.
Yeah.
Although than most zombies traditionally, although there's been variations of the zombies that can run about over the years.
So Gary, that was Demons 2, and Demons 1 if you listen to the first part beforehand. Is there anything else you want to say to conclude? I think we've kind of said I've said most of what I need to say on the films.
Yeah, I think Demons is quite a fun horror movie. If you're looking for something that's just easy to watch with sort of good special effects, that might be up your street. And then Demons 2 is quite a similar story ultimately, but I can see why they're quite well loved.
I mean, yeah, just to jump off that, I similarly, same to you. I think the type of movie that you'd probably throw one of them or both of them on, get a group of friends round, have a few drinks, and have a laugh, and you're not really paying much attention to the film. You're just kind of enjoying the gore and the kind of set pieces as they come. I think for that they kind of achieve what they set out to do. If you're thinking of the setting of watching them in the cinema with a large crowd, I think that would work pretty well. I think that the atmosphere that you watch it in probably helps these films. So yeah, I would definitely consider going watching it. If they show it somewhere on a big screen with a crowd, if we're ever allowed to do that type of thing ever again.
So you've been listening to Cinema Subculture. If you'd like to hear more of this content, make sure you've subscribed on YouTube, like the video and hit the notification bell.
Thanks for listening. I've been Simon.
I've been Gary.
Keep it extreme.
Nightmare.